Hey everybody, welcome back around to the blog and drill. I'm your host Doug here with your video blog for December 1st, 2014. NFL season is reaching its final month. We have some tight playoff races throughout. We also got some talk on some NFL players and a coach who could be traded. We'll take a look at your New York sports update, college football rankings, but right now it is time to go around the shield in the NFL as we do here on the blog every Monday. Bengals win their third straight road game as they hold off the Bucks 14-13. Andrew Luck throws for 5 touchdown passes. Colts beat the Redskins 49-27. Ryan Fitzpatrick, though, has the best day of a quarterback. He throws for 6 touchdown passes. Texans beat the Titans 45-21. Johnny Manziel comes in for the Browns but cannot rally them. Bills beat the Browns 26-10. Philip Rivers rallies the Chargers with 21 points in the fourth quarter as they upend the Ravens 34-33. Jaguars rally from down 21-0 to beat the Giants 25-24. Rams ride a 38-point first half as they rout the Raiders 52-0. Trey Mason runs for 2 touchdowns and also catches for a touchdown as well. Drew Brees throws for 5 touchdown passes. Steelers rally late but can't get it done. Saints beat the Steelers 35-32. Vikings block 2 punts for touchdowns as they beat the Panthers 31-13. Falcons keep taking care of business as Julio Jones has a big day, 189 yards receiving. Falcons beat the Cards 29-18. Green Bay Packers 26-21 over the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers now has 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions at home this year. And finally, Peyton Manning throws for another 2 touchdowns. C.J. Anderson, 32 carries for 168 yards. Broncos beat the Chiefs 29-16. Let's take a look at your NFL playoff picture right now as we are into the final month. We will be into the final month of NFL games. And right now, your playoff standings in the National Football Conference, the NFC. Arizona and Green Bay atop at 9-3. Philadelphia is also at 9-3. Atlanta right now leads the NFC South at 5-7. Seattle and Detroit both at 8-4 are your wild cards. And your teams right now on the outside looking in: Dallas at 8-4 and San Francisco at 7-5. Other teams are 5-7. And in the AFC, New England and Denver on top at 9-3. Cincinnati 8-3-1 at the 3 spot. Indy 8-4. San Diego 8-4, and Kansas City 7-5. And then we have Buffalo at 7-5, Baltimore 7-5, Pittsburgh 7-5, Cleveland at 7-5, and if Miami wins tonight, Miami will be at 7-5. All right, let's talk about a couple of things briefly here. Just want to give you my take on Ray Rice. He will now be allowed to sign with any team. I don't think we'll see him really sign with a team this year, merely on the fact that he hasn't played all year and that teams really don't want to add a guy like this at a time like this. The other big decision that'll be made this week is whether Johnny Manziel will play. I think you should still go with Brian Hoyer. He's played better. We've seen Johnny Manziel not play great. He had one good drive yesterday. People are overreacting. I think you stick with Brian Hoyer. He's turned the ball over more, but you just got to come back and run the ball more instead of trying to throw it down the field as much as they have. I think they'll stick with Brian Hoyer, and I think the Browns still have a decent shot to make a playoff run. And finally, Jim Harbaugh. Talks again of Jim Harbaugh being traded for a draft pick. I think this is the craziest thing I've heard. I think trading Jim Harbaugh is a bad idea. I think he's probably a top 5 coach in the NFL right now, and I think you need to hold on to him. I don't know if you're positive on Colin Kaepernick yet. I think he has the talent to be in the NFL, but I don't know if he is really going to be able to be successful under the system that Jim Harbaugh wants to run. I think you keep Harbaugh because you look at your options and what other option do you have than to keep the guy. All right, let's do our college football rankings. Very similar to last week. We have one new team because Mississippi State lost. Alabama's number 1, number 2, Oregon, 3, Florida State, and number 4. I'm going to put Ohio State in there for now. I know we've seen Braxton Miller go down. Now JT Barrett's gone down for the year, but I think they still have that title game. So if they win that title game, I think they deserve to be in with a young quarterback. And if they lose it, then they would be out anyway. So I would put in Ohio State right now and have the two Big 12 teams, TCU and Baylor, just on the outside looking in if Ohio State or one of these other teams slips up. Alabama, of course, will play Missouri in the SEC title game. Missouri's ranked number 14. Oregon will take on number 8 Arizona. Florida State will take on number 12 Georgia Tech. And Ohio State will take on number 11 Wisconsin. If I had to pick one team that I think will lose out of this bunch, I think it'll probably be Ohio State just because of the young quarterback, and that'll open up the door for TCU to likely get in. We'll do our Heisman Watch Wednesday, as I think the race is pretty much locked up for the Heisman Trophy with Marcus Mariota having a magnificent performance over the weekend. And I also tell you who will be going to New York City for the Heisman Trophy presentation. All right, before we get out of here, let's do our New York sports update for you. New York Knicks are now 4-14 as they lose last night to the Heat in a not-so-solid performance for them. Syracuse Orange are 5-1. They will be taking on Michigan tomorrow night in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. That's going to be tomorrow night at 7:30. Michigan is ranked currently in the AP poll, I believe, at number 19. Let's just check that real quick here. Yeah, Michigan's still ranked at number 19. Syracuse is unranked. Yankees looking to make some moves as they're looking to sign left-handed pitcher Andrew Miller. And also they've said that a deal to re-sign Chase Headley is risky business at this point. So we'll see what they do. I think they need to go out and re-sign Chase Headley and probably get another arm in that bullpen, which they're looking to do with the acquisition of Andrew Miller. Just another baseball note for you. The Seattle Mariners have signed Nelson Cruz to a pretty substantial deal. The Seattle Mariners really looking like they're going to want to make a run at a World Series. They signed Cruz for a 4-year, let's see what the final numbers were on it, 4-year, $57 million deal. So Nelson Cruz on his way to Seattle. All right, I will be back on Wednesday. We'll do our Heisman Watch. We'll do NFL Power Rankings, and we'll take a look at the new college football rankings as well. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. That is YankeeBaller415. You can comment, question, subscribe to my page. Check me out on SportsMindedNews.com as well. I'm Doug Day. I will be back on Wednesday. Have a great start to your week.